Okay, let's come to another one. I'm going to come back to Surat al-Rahman in a minute, but I want to come to another subject. The accepted around the world today, the accepted norm of the creation is that it wasn't any creation at all. In fact, it was just a large mass that suddenly exploded. Now, after a while, they figured it out that didn't really work, so they came out with a new theory and said, actually, it imploded. Yeah, this is one of the theories they have. That all of the stuff all of a sudden just like came all together like the black hole. Everything is like gravitating together. And it imploded and bah! And then it came out and everything came out of that. 50 billion years ago. Oh, okay. Well, now you lost me. I can't remember what happened, 5 days ago. You're talking about 50 billion years ago. Wow. And they say, and 147,000 light years away, that's the distance light travels. Light travels in a second. How far does it travel in a year? Oh, come on. I don't know. Can you even imagine that somebody's talking about these distances and these times and throwing stuff out there, talking about periods of time of 4 million years ago, the human being was just really coming around to what he is today. But 70 million years ago, 90 million years ago, then 150 million years ago, 270 million years ago. And I saw all of this, what I'm telling you right now, written down on some steps in a pathway when we were in South Africa. There's a retreat down there. And I went down there and I saw this pathway. And it was saying, like this path, this stone represents so many billion years. And then this stone is further. And then when it comes up to us, like the stones get really, really close together over the last 400 million years. And it says all this stuff. This is when man came about, when he was first coming out of the monkey thing and all that kind of stuff. But let's go back to the Big Bang part of it. Allah said in the Quran that He's the one who brought everything out of one solid thing. He said that. Now, when did He say this, though? 1,400 years ago. Nobody was saying that. Nobody said that. But it says it in the Quran. And He's the one that cleft it, and it came out from that. Cleft means to cut, but it doesn't mean to blow up. And they start talking about blowing up stuff. You're going to talk about blowing up stuff, explosions, how everything's coming out of a big bang, the Big Bang Theory. Boom, everything just blew up. Don't talk to Muslims about blowing up stuff. According to the media, we're the experts on that. Is that it? You want to tell us about blowing up stuff? But excuse me, this is made out of glass, yeah? Not crystal, but it'll do. If I take this out to the sidewalk and drop it from about 5 feet, what will happen? It'll break. Now what will it look like? Will it shatter into a million pieces? And if I bring another one and drop it exactly the same way, will it shatter exactly the same way? No. It'll shatter, but it won't be the same pieces. And how many of these would I drop? One by one, by one, by one, until it will finally fall and just split exactly in half real nice. Or better yet, fall down and break up into 4 little shot glasses. Each one of them got a little bit of water in it. And you say, well, are you crazy? That's impossible. Yet you're talking about the universe that we live in, and you're saying it just came about by an accident. Chaos. Explosion is chaos. We see it every day. We hate it. I'm making that statement clear for anybody that sees this in the future and says, oh, Muslims are terrorists and they like to see stuff. No, we don't. We hate that. But we do know what it looks like because everybody's seen it. We see it on TV, we see it in the magazines, see it in the papers. It's a horrible mess. Not once did everything look real nice after these guys get through blowing up stuff, right? It's horrible. So how come you thought that the universe came about in this way? When you look at the universe, what do you see? Order? A system? Something working? Or is it by random chance? And the same people who want to sell you on the idea of this big blast, of just random blowing up, chaos, at the same time, their astronomers are the first ones to show you the beauty of the universe with how these little round spheres are in elliptical orbits around other round spheres, floating and swimming all in order, not bumping into each other and going for hundreds of millions of years going around. They're turning and in an orbit, going around other things which are also turning and also in an orbit. The moon is in an orbit around the earth. The earth is turning and going in an orbit around the sun. The sun, we now found out, also is in an orbit. We didn't even know that. 100 years ago, we didn't know that. Now we find out that the galaxy is moving inside of a bigger thing called the Milky Way. And beyond that, we're not even sure what's there. We don't know. We don't really know. We have theories. Lots of theories. But one thing is clear. They are round spheres going in elliptical orbits around other spheres and around other units doing the same thing. We see that with a telescope. You can't doubt it. It's there. Yes or no? If you use a microscope and you look real close under the microscope, high power, what do you see? Round spheres going around in orbits around other spheres. Yes or no? So what you see as the micro matches what you see as the macro. Micro, macro. Same, at least in theory. Who could have known that? Nobody could have guessed that, could they? Yet the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is telling us in recitation of Quran that Allah is the one who brought all life out of this and kept it in order. He even describes the movement of the sun and the planets as swimming. Swimming. Not drowning, by the way. Swimming. Swimming. A motion of going around. And then when he describes the earth, it says kawi. Kawi is what you do when you put an imama or turban on your head. You wind it. It's winding. The earth is winding. People didn't know the earth was round. Hello? It wouldn't make sense if there's this big flat piece of pizza or a pancake laying out there in space somewhere. Why would you say it's winding? Why would you say winding? But now we know the earth is round and it's winding, just like you wind a clock, going around the sun. So many amazing things. The more you look at it and you go back, you have to go back to the Arabic though. You can't do it with translations because obviously a translator, especially 200 years ago when they first really started trying to translate Quran to other languages, they didn't have a clue because their science in the West had not ever been nothing compared to what's Islam.